wanted to play something I like this time. So we're playing Hexen. Hexen is rated... Well, you can see the RSAC advisory. It's got a 3 out of 4 on the violence, which is... I don't know what that rating is. I don't think it's something that's anything that was real. But this is Hexen. It is an FPS, a dark fantasy-themed FPS, and it's probably my favorite DOS game of all DOS games. I think so. I mean, when it comes to the amount of time put into a DOS game, Doom and Doom 2 are the kings for that. I put a tremendous amount of time into those, but as for what my actual favorite DOS game is, this is probably the one. I liked this one a whole lot. And we're gonna play. We can choose a class, a fighter, a cleric, or a mage. So, innovation over Doom, because this game does run on the Doom engine. A modified version of the Doom engine, which I guess is now known as id Tech 1. Different classes. Doom didn't have classes, and the precursor to Hexen, Heretic, didn't have classes. The fighter, he's like big and strong, but doesn't do much in the way of magic or projectile weapons. Cleric, he's the all-rounder. The mage has a lot of magic and projectiles, but he's quite weak in comparison to the others. We're gonna go with the fighter. We're gonna get in enemies' faces. We're gonna play with the normal difficulty, which is the warrior. We're just gonna play through the first hub of Hexen, because I want to, and we're gonna do it. Look at this guy's arm. His arm is huge. We're just gonna get up and punch. I like if you hold it down, he just pistons his fist. He'll just run around like this. If you get in the way of his fist, it's your fault. Also, we do not like religion. I mean, the cleric can also bash stained glass windows, and you would assume the cleric likes religion. Oh no, a trap. It's monsters. So, story of Hexen. The world has been taken over by one of the serpent riders named Korax. He's like an interdimensional being. He and his other serpent riders take over worlds. They corrupted the leaders of this society, and now the people live under the oppression, I guess. I mean, the story is not that big of a thing. We only get like in Doom, we only get the story through text. Though in the port to the PlayStation 1, hidden passage. In the port to the PlayStation 1, there were pre-rendered video cutscenes. So it did add a little bit more to the background of what was going on, but it's really not that important. We have to defeat the evil devil man, the evil magic conqueror, who has taken over this society, taken over this world. And I think it's supposed to be if you're asking which of the classes that we chose, which is the canon one, I think all 3 of them are canon. I think the canon story is that all 3 of these people have joined forces and are going after the leaders of the society to take them down and to defeat Korax. Here's the key. It is the Emerald Key. We have it. These doors trying to stop us, we have to wait for them to get cleared up. Open up. There we go. We're through. This is the first level of the game, as you saw. It's called the Winnowing Hall. This level is not part of a hub. We'll take a look at what the hubs are when we get there. I want to leave this right here. Could grab Fletch it. Oh no, booby trap. It's barfing fireballs all over the place. There we go. Now we're leaving. We do get more weapons than just punching, but do you need any? Honestly, his punching is incredibly powerful. Here's a keyhole. We opened it. There we go. So if I was using the cleric, he would start off with a melee weapon and then gets projectile weapons. The mage always has projectile weapons. All of his weapons are. But his first one is very weak. He's kind of frustrating to play with until you get more powerful magics. Whereas the fighter, you're going to be getting up close and melee fighting, so you have to be, agile on the controls. And you eventually do get projectile weapons. It's just that to begin with, you're going to be doing melee fighting. And I like that. That's pretty good. He has the strongest attack, so you just get up close and they die pretty quickly. We need a silver key to get in there. Of course, the most convenient place to hide the key to get into the bell tower is in this cave that's right next to it. There it is. We got it. Silver key. But a booby trap, the floor and the ceiling of the cave tries to crush us, and we can be killed by environments in this game. We can be crushed by the environment. So when the environment starts moving, it's actually kind of terrifying in some places of this game. Alright, here we are at the top of the bell tower. What do we do? Punch that bell. Good job. Mission accomplished. Let's get out of here. Basically, the whole game is about finding switches. Some of them are unorthodox. Like that bell. What did it do? Let's go back to the main room in this temple. It brought down a wall and opened up this portal right here. So we go through here and then through this.
Greetings, mortal. Are you ready to die?
No. That's the villain, by the way. He's Korax. He'll appear at the beginning of each hub, and he taunts us. And you may have noticed I can look up and down. It's very awkward. You do not use mouse look to look up and down. You use keys on the keyboard. It's not great. This was before they figured out that, you know, mouse looking up and down is pretty good. Alright, where are we now? We're on the 7 portals. This is the first hub of the game. It's called 7 portals because there are 7 doors. Let's count them. There's 1, 2, 3 on this side. 4, 5, 6, and over here is 7. Our goal is to open up this 7th portal because the exit of the hub is past that. Now, when I say hub, what I mean is that there are other levels that are attached to this level, the 7 portals. And to exit the 7 portals, we will have to go back and forth between the levels, finding switches, getting keys, and things like that. So this is the hub that connects them all. But we will be taking portals from this hub into the levels and back and forth. There are, I think, 5 hubs in the game. It's been a long time since I played through the whole thing. Alright. Here's a switch. Let's get started. Oh, by the way, I'm picking up these, like... Hold on, where are they? Like these green things. Fletchets. Let's see what they do. There's sort of like grenades. There, like, we can do that. We can throw them, and they explode, and they hurt guys like this green serpent. The serpent... You know, I always thought the design of the serpent a little too close to the Violator from Spawn. Like, maybe kind of litigiously close. But then I guess the idea of Todd McFarlane suing anyone over ripping off his designs is kind of funny, considering, you know, the comic book industry. Let's see. Okay, I just thought there were a couple enemies there, but I guess not. This game was developed by Raven Software, by the way. They also made the game previous to this, Heretic. Also used the Doom engine as well. Two doors here, but the path is barred. Now, we could spend some time in this hub to open these doors up, which would let us get to a secret level. Each of the hubs do have all of those missed, anyway. All of the hubs do have a secret level. If you want to spend more time in the hub. You don't have to leave right away once you unlock the exit. You can hang around and try to get to the optional bonus stuff. Right now, we're just going to see how long it takes us to get to the exit, I think. Alright, all these guys have been punched. Punched severely! Here's a switch. It makes these crushers crush, and they will kill us, like I said. But now a sword has appeared pointing at one of them. If I step on the wrong one, I will die. I need to step on the right one. I will teleport. Here we go. Now we're back at the 7 portals. What did that do? That opened more doors. Portals 2 and 3 have been opened. Oh. That opened an ethereal travel portal right here, which takes us to another level. If you wonder what that little message is that appears on the screen when I go through the portal, it says ethereal travel. You barely see it, because if you had a PC that ran this game back when it came out, there was some loading time of a few seconds. On a modern PC, it loads instantly, so you barely even see that message when you go through one of those portals. But there used to be loading time, which is why it's there. Now let me see. Okay, yes. Also, in addition to these doors opening, something else lowered. This platform did. There's an axe. It's Timon's axe. No sign of Pumbaa's, but we got Timon's. It glows blue with blue mana. We have 175 blue mana. It says so in the lower left-hand corner. That's ammo. Oh, we can make the screen small, like in Doom games. It is very tiny now, but we don't need to do that. This is more powerful. If I run out of blue mana, I can still use the axe. It'll be weaker, is the thing. Okay, we're in a different level. It's the Guardian of Steel. It's made of steel. I guess that's self-explanatory. Here's a new enemy. If we hurt it, well, it didn't do it, but if we hurt it, it will put up its shield, and it'll block anything we attack it with. If we had a projectile, it can reflect the projectile back at us. As the warrior, it's not really a dangerous enemy, because we're not shooting projectiles at it, but if we were using a character that was shooting projectiles, he could put up his shield, and we would hurt ourselves by reflecting our stuff back at us. Oh, let me hit this switch. There we go. Like I said, this was probably my favorite DOS game, because it had the gameplay of Doom, which I really liked, and I really liked the atmosphere and the theme of this game, the whole dark fantasy thing it has going on. And it added just a little bit of adventure aspect to it by having you go through these hub levels and finding switches and going back and forth. It's not much, but it's just a little bit, and I appreciated that. Here's an elevator. Excuse me, please. Excuse. There we go, now we're down here. Someone in there? Someone is. Let's hit them with our axe. Alright, they're dead. Took some damage. Let's see. There we go. I have some of these quartz flasks. I got mine flask. It heals us. Let's pull this switch. 1/3 of the puzzle has been solved. On the 7 portals, we want to solve that puzzle. There's a wall here, but maybe we can make that wall go away. I already was here. Let me go to the other side. This one. Don't think I went in here. No, I didn't. I also really like the soundtrack to this game. It's MIDI, so the quality of the soundtrack will depend on the quality of your wavetable card. The ad-lib version of the music doesn't sound very good. If you had a CD player, you could play the CD tracks when playing the game, which were just the MIDI tracks, but they had been recorded through a Roland sound canvas, I think. And the MIDI quality was very high. So that was a possibility. If you did not have a wavetable card yourself, like an AW32 or a Gravis Ultrasound. Okay, now 2/3 of the puzzle have been solved on the 7 portals. We're getting there. This game was ported to consoles, the PlayStation, the Saturn, and the N64, and I bring that up because the N64 version, an interesting thing about it is that it had a completely redone soundtrack. Oh, over here on the other side. These walls are blocking me. And this elevator, I need a steel key to get in there, so I can't do that yet. Yeah, the N64 version had a redone soundtrack, and it's interesting because usually, when you think about the N64 version of a game, you don't really think about it having the best music, because that system, in comparison to its contemporaries, usually did not. The Hexen soundtrack, however, is very good in the N64 version. I don't know if I would say it's better than the PC soundtrack through high-quality MIDI. I'm not sure if I would. Maybe I would. I'm not sure. I could go either way on that one, I think. The floor collapses into fire, so you might not be surprised to find out that we are on the Guardian of Fire, a fire-themed level. Let's get some fletchets here. And we could just, toss a bunch. Oh, they will hurt me if I get too close, because they explode. The fletchets do different things for the different classes. The most useful version of the fletchet is if you have the cleric, I think, because it makes like a gas bomb that just hangs out in the air for a while. Alright, that's everyone. Over here, 3/3 of the puzzle have been solved on the 7 portals. Why, that's an entire puzzle, isn't it? We can't open this. We need the fire key. We can open this strange logo right here. Go down here. Wait, don't go down there, because now the environment deforms, the bridge collapses, and you will die if you fall down there. It's easy to die from falling. Sometimes you do have to do some first-person platforming, which frequently is not good. You don't have to do too much of it here, but I don't have confidence in my ability to do first-person platforming, so I'm going to save my game. We're not having icy problems right now. What we're having are jumpy problems. Alright. Let's get on this ledge and head down there. It's a long drop. Gonna have to jump this little gap right here. I jumped over it, and I fell and died. Fortunately, how am I seeing my own dead body? Is that my own dead body right there? I think... Let's load the game. Okay. Since it is based on Doom, that means you can save anywhere. It's convenient. Oh, I need to hit that switch? Because that door is closed, so let me go back here. Alright, I overshot it. Let me try jumping before... A little bit sooner. There we go. Got the flame mask. On the way back, it's easier because I just hit the wall. Can't go over it. Alright, let's just go back the way we came. And now, the 4th portal has opened up. Gotta be careful here, because there are some enemies that can do a lot of damage to you all at once. And it's these guys. Ice monsters that can shoot ice at you. And they can do a whole lot of damage real fast. Like they did 90 to 75 right there. And they can sort of fire rapid fire, so it's a problem. I was talking about console ports earlier. I think probably a lot of people know this version from the N64 port. I think it seemed like it was the more popular console version. And if you look at it, it's pretty easy to see why. That game runs very smoothly on the N64 in comparison to the PlayStation. Like, the game seems to use the N64's 3D hardware, and it seems to run, I think, at a 60 FPS. Whereas the PlayStation version definitely does not run anything near that. Alright, we're back on the Guardian of Ice, but in a different place. The look of this game appeals to me a lot. Now, I know it looks very pixelated here. I'm playing the straight DOS version. If you were to play this, you probably would not be playing this. You probably would want to get a source port so you could play the game in higher resolution, smoother frame rate, because this does not run at 60 FPS. The Doom engine did not. I forget what the frame rate is. It's an odd number, but it's not 60. But if you get a source port, you can play at 60, you can play at high res, you can play with widescreen, graphic effects and such. So that's probably what you would do. There's like a jumping segment right here. We could do it to get like an item, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna continue on my way past this booby trap. It shoots shards of ice. Now, you might notice that this game is available on Steam. If you bought it on Steam, you would get the DOS version. And you would need the DOS version if you wanted to play a source port, because the source port is not the game itself. It's a modified exe that runs the DOS files. So you still need the DOS game to run it through a source port. I'm playing the straight DOS version because this is a DOStopia video, and this is the video that I played when I was younger. So I just wanted to play the straight DOS version, even though it's kind of made obsolete by the source ports. Alright, we're back here. We're the sword pointing at the thing. There are two more swords pointing at the thing. That's a change from last time, so let's go in here. That imprint looks familiar. It looks like the mask we have, and we can put it in. Opens up these fireplaces, and the fireplaces melts the column of ice in the middle of the room, revealing the fire key. Like I said, I really like the look of this game. In fact, when Quake came out, like, I looked at this and looked at Quake, I thought this looked much better. I mean, I know the technology is older. I know that it is a 2D game. Like, Doom is not 3D. Doom is a 2D game made to look 3D. I know that. This game looks so... I thought I was about to fall. I should save the game. This game looks so nice, I think. It looks so nice and colorful. I really like how it looks. I'm gonna save my game. Okay, yeah, now I am back to icy problems. You notice that the environment deformed right there. It's not the last time it'll do that. There's a key up there. Trapped in ice. Let's see if we can get that. And yes, I know I have 69 health. I know I do. I know it's nice. Let's pull this. And now everything... everything is moving, and it's kind of frightening, because any of this moving could kill you. We still have icy problems happening. Alright, we have to jump this. There we go. Alright, this went down, revealing the steel key, and now everything is moving again. Okay, now I have to get back. Icy problems conclude. Alright, gotta jump that. Alright, icy problems are done. We have solved the icy problems. Back through this. I heard some stairs. Yep, these went up. So by doing what we did, we activated these stairs. Anyone coming? Alright, maybe not. Yeah, I saw someone coming. Okay, yeah, so... portals 5 and 6 have now opened. This is an item that we can use to increase our armor class. Might as well use it here. I don't remember what all the switches do. Now, they open up doors and passages here and there. But, like, what did that one do right there? I don't know. I don't remember. Alright, this takes us back to the Guardian of Fire. And that's because we now have the fire key. Different parts of the room are sinking into the lava. But that's fine. We're doing fine. Alright, I'm just going to take this, the Chaos Device. What it does is it takes us back to the beginning of the level, if we need to. Go through here. There's a switch. That's one of those important switches. We recognize it. Stairs have risen on the 7 portals. Let's head back. Alright, what stairs have risen? Let me see these stairs. Those stairs. It takes a second for the stairs to realize that they have risen. Alright, a door opened on the Guardian of Ice. The 7th portal is still closed. We can't go in there yet. We have one more of these to do. I guess it's on the other side. Let's see. Yeah, this one right here. You may notice that I have been using the same weapon for a while. I think each character... If I remember this right, each character only gets 4 weapons. So each individual character does not get many. It's 12 weapons altogether, if you combine all the classes. So I have the Fist, which uses no ammo. I have the Axe, which uses blue ammo, blue mana. If I were to continue playing the game later on, I would get a hammer that I can throw, basically shoot. It's basically Mjolnir, and it uses green mana. And then at the end, near the end of the game, I would get my ultimate weapon. And each class has its own different ultimate weapon. I believe that uses combined mana, both green and blue at the same time. And the ultimate weapons do tend to be overpowered. So if you play Doom, that might be one complaint you would have about this game. About that it doesn't really seem like there are enough weapons. Alright, I have this key. Let's open this elevator. Pardon. Alright, one of these switches. I have to find another one. Where could it be? Well, there's a wall here, but we moved a wall like that earlier on the other side of this Guardian. The Guardian of Steel. So let's head, down this one. And hit this switch. And back we go. Stairs have risen. Alright, head back to the 7 portals, find these stairs. Only one set of stairs that haven't risen yet on that. So you kind of see how this game works so far. We're going across these levels that are attached to this hub. We're hitting switches, finding doors, and they activate things in other levels, and we go back and forth between them. So, because of what I did on that level, now one more stairs are going to rise. I'm going to just walk here. There we go. Stairs rose. A door open on the Guardian of Ice. Now, if we wanted to continue playing this level to eventually find the hidden level, we could do that, but the 7th portal has opened because of what we did. So we can exit the level. So it's like I said, if you want, there is optional content, optional levels. We could spend more time in this hub. Step on the things, please. There you go. It's not like there's a really big reward for doing that or anything. It's just the reward is that you get to play more, is the idea. It's not really a side quest that has an objective and a thing that you get for doing that. It's just, do you want to play the game more? You can play it more. There's like hidden levels and such that you can find if you want. You don't have to, but if you want to play the game more than you have, there is more stuff. But as for us, as for right now, we have reached the end of Hub 1, the 7 portals. It's on the other side of this gap right here. But how do we get to the other side? Magic stairs appear when we killed all the enemies. How else would we get there? Magic stairs, of course. This is going to be hard to see, but up there is like a skull with wings. It's a power-up that lets us fly temporarily. We have to use it in certain parts of the game, but that's the first one that we see in the game. It's optional. We could go and get it if we wanted to. But we are just going to go exit this level, I think. And there is something in front of us, a unique item. I'm going to get it. We got a segment of Quietus. Quietus is the ultimate weapon for the warrior. If I do this, in the lower right-hand corner, you can see like an imprint of a sword. We have one piece of that sword. So if we got all the pieces, if we played the game, we would get Quietus, which is the warrior's ultimate weapon, and it is very powerful. But for right now, we're just going to leave. And just like in Doom, the story is told with these text screens that you get every so often. In the case of Hexen, you get it after each hub is done. In the PlayStation version, as I said, they did have pre-rendered cutscenes that would play after each hub is over. That would, tell you the story. And you would hear a voice narrating this text, and it would say, like, having passed the 7 portals which seal this round. It's like something like that. And, it's a bit more interesting than just a still screen. I wouldn't say those pre-rendered cutscenes are especially good, but they're there, and it was nice that they put forth the effort to put that into the console port, I think. So this text screen tells us a little bit about the next area that we're going to get, talking about barren deserts, dank swamps, and musty caverns. That is in the next hub, and the next hub does end with the hypo style.
My servants can smell your blood, human.
Corax does not have the most ominous voice. We're in the Shadow Wood. If we continued on playing, that is. But I think that we're going to stop here. Hexen, like I said, quite possibly my favorite DOS game. I did spend more time in Doom and Doom 2, and that was especially the case with the multiplayer in those games, and also making levels, editing WAD files, things like that. I got a little bit into that. But as far as a single-player campaign, Hexen probably my favorite DOS game. I really like this one a lot. I played through it a whole bunch of times, and I enjoyed it greatly. So I just figured that for this DOStopia video, I might as well play something that I actually like, and what I consider to be one of the examples of a top DOS game. Just in terms of everything, like the gameplay, the graphics, the music, especially if you have a good wavetable set to play the MIDIs. As far as the developers, Raven Software, for the past number of years, I believe all they've been doing have been making Call of Duty map packs. I don't know if that's changed, but that's the last time I looked them up, that's what they were doing. And I'm sure that makes a lot more money than the original games they were making. I'm sure it does. It still seems like a shame that that's what they've been doing. I mean, not to say that I expect that they would ever make a new Hexen, or if the people working there even have anything to do with the creation of this Hexen back in the 90s. I do kind of think it's a shame that that's what Raven Software has been doing, as they were the makers of my favorite DOS game, the dark fantasy medieval FPS, with, like I said, just a slight little bit of adventure element in the whole going between multiple levels, finding switches, and going back and forth. A little bit of an open, I wouldn't say open world, but I say that because it's just a little bit more open than what Doom had and what Heretic had. Just a little bit, but that little bit was enough. This has been Hexen, and it was my favorite DOS game.